All right, Kenny Smith, Total Force Holdings. Since we did the new kid on the block, now we're going to go back to the original PDW round, and that is the 30 caliber carbine, 7.62 by 33. It's a straight wall, rimless cartridge. The whole purpose of this weapon, the weapon and the cartridge associated, was to be more effective than and replace the M1911 pistol for rear echelon troops or troops that had other primary duties, such as mortarmen, artillerymen, stuff like that. It's based off the 32 Winchester self-loading cartridge, and in its military guise, it punched 110 grain FMJ at 1,990 feet per second out of the 18-inch barrel of the M1 carbine. So you're looking at like really hot 357 Magnum level performance. Now, it is much more than that. I was talking to somebody on here the other day about the 30 carbine round. The thing of it is, while it looks like a really big pistol round, it is definitely not a pistol round. 30 carbine and its FMJ loading will penetrate a lot more than a lot of people give it credit for. The Army during World War II produced a film, Infantry Weapons, Their Effects, where they shot a German Stahlhelm with one and it went all the way through. Like, all the way through. So, I mean, it's no joke. I mean, it ain't no 30-06, which would have been the rifle caliber at the time. But yeah, I mean, I certainly wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one. The biggest advantage that the 30 carbine round brought to the table is it brought the weight of the infantryman's burden down. You can get modern loads for the 30 carbine still. It's not as popular as it used to be, but the 30 carbine is still a very effective cartridge, and the weapons chambered for it are quite lightweight, quite portable, and that goes a long way with it. You can reload for it, obviously. I know a few people who hand load for the M1 carbine, and they can get some pretty good results out of it. I know more than a few people that deer hunt with an M1 carbine around here. I mean, it does the job. You look at some of the more modern offerings that are out there, and it really shows you that this cartridge had a lot of potential, and that really up until the MP5 and the AR-15 started becoming more common. If you looked at some of the more major metropolitan area law enforcement, they had three things. They had their service revolver, they had their shotgun, and if they needed a rifle, they had an M1 carbine. In more rural areas, the Winchester 94 kind of still dominated, but the 30 carbine brought a lot to the table. It's an interesting little cartridge. It's a very accurate little cartridge if you're using a good barrel, of course. But that right there really started the modern sense of the personal defense weapon, and we see that carrying on in NATO trials up until very recently with the trials that had the 5.7 and the 4.6, which will be tomorrow, going head-to-head.